Morning, guys. I am on my way to the gym. It's Tuesday, so another full body workout. Just leaving the apartment now. We took Poochie out for a walk, and it's going to be a hot one today. So right now it's like 9 a.m. and it's already, my car is saying it's 77 degrees, so it's going to be hot today here in Maryland. But I'm trying to be as locked in as possible. And I think about all the times that I ever started something. I set out to do something and didn't finish it. I'll give you an example. I remember when I was in high school, I was like 16 years old or something, playing basketball, varsity basketball, and I really wanted to build muscle. And I was obsessed with bodybuilders, like just looking at bodybuilders online. Well, we didn't really have the internet as much, but I think I could see pictures of them in magazines and on the web browsers and stuff. Just see these guys like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman. I would go into the GNC and talk to the guy there. Usually, I think at this time they were actually selling pro hormones, steroids, that kind of thing behind the counter. But I didn't know. I was just a young, naive 16-year-old, and I was like, hey, give me some supplements that can help me build muscle, lose fat, and get jacked. And I remember going to Retro Fitness. I was young, so my mom had to help sign me up. She had to sign I'm the guardian of Zachary, and I sign, and I'm responsible if anything happens, right? And so I was very consistent for a few weeks. I went to the gym and I worked out. There were some older guys in there that looked like they had been lifting a long time. They were pretty built, pretty developed. And they would talk to me, hey, you should do it like this, you should do it like that. I had no clue what I was doing. I just went in there and I would watch other people and I'd be like, okay, that guy's doing a tricep press down. Let me grab the ropes and, throw the weight around and try to do my thing, right? I remember one time I put 135 pounds on the bench, and I think I barely got it for 1 or 2 reps or something. Maybe not even that. Maybe it was just a 25. I don't know, but I got the pump for the first time. I experienced that feeling of all the blood going into the muscles and feeling super pumped up. So I went ahead and put 185 on the bar. I had a 45 and a 25 on each side. Got under the bar, no technique, no clue what I was doing. Grabbed that shit, took it off the rack. Down it went, right? And I'm fighting for my life at this point. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? Some guy came running over, ripped it off me, and was like, what are you doing? You got to add the weight in small amounts. You can't just add that big of a jump. You're not there yet, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And I don't know if that scared me away from the sport, but I fell off after that. Now, I remember in high school, I was pretty lean, but I wasn't muscular. I wasn't developed. I remember having a friend who had broad shoulders, and he looked like he worked out to the point where my mom's friends would comment and be like, wow, who's that kid that Zach's with? He's pretty good looking. He's nice and strong. He's got muscles and stuff. And I always felt like that puny little shrimp, my shoulders were rolled in. I was standing there like this. I had no muscle. I had no posture. And I really struggled with that. I played sports. I was super athletic and all, but I didn't have the discipline. I didn't have the ability to keep going and keep learning and keep striving. It's as soon as things got hard, as soon as I failed, as soon as something went wrong, I was ready to give up. And this showed up in all areas of my life. It showed up in guitar. I remember when I first took guitar lessons, my mom put me in guitar lessons, and it was so hard. It was so fucking hard. I couldn't do it at all. And I remember struggling and crying and being upset and telling my mom, I don't want to do this. I'm done. Stop. This is stupid. She was like, no, 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 just keep going, keep going. I remember she used to force me, and I used to cry, and she used to force me, and I used to cry. And then finally one day, I got it. Like, I figured out how to play a Green Day song. It was like Holiday by Green Day on the bass. And I was like playing it. I was like, this sounds pretty good. Like, I'm playing this shit. Like, my guitar teacher's playing it, I'm playing it, like, we're doing it together, the song's on, I'm jamming, right? And I went home and I played it for everybody. I played it in the house, I played it for the family, I played, you know, like fuck, Zach's got it. He figured something out. He's doing this bass thing, like, he's got it now. So had I given up right when I wanted to quit, I would have never learned how to play bass. I would have never learned how to play guitar. I would have never learned how to play cello. And I wouldn't have any musical instrument experience at all. So thank God for my mom pushing me, right? Like, pushing me hard, pushing me and forcing me to keep going. But sometimes in life, we don't always have that person. We don't always have that parent or someone to keep pushing you or keep going, you know? Even if you don't have a coach or anything, like, you're on your own most of the time. You know, you wake up, you're by yourself. You go to bed, you're by yourself. You're always in your own mind thinking. And without the discipline that I have now, I won't be able to stick through and see things out. Like work right now. So many times I don't want to get up and I want to quit and I just want to throw in the towel with work. But, you know, it's like, I know it's hard and I need to keep pushing. And eventually there might be some light at the end of the tunnel. Just like there was when I learned how to play that Green Day song and I was jamming. Like, keep pushing through the hard shit. And that's where the discipline comes. And for me, it's not crazy. It's not like every morning I'm going to wake up at 4 o'clock. Even if I went to bed at 2 a.m., no matter what, I'm not going to miss. I'm going to go to bed no matter what at, you know, I'm going to wake up. Like, for me personally, my history, my bipolar, my mental health, and my genetics, who I am as a person, all that kind of stuff. Like, I need to prioritize my sleep and I need to prioritize more of a balanced lifestyle. But that discipline that people apply to that philosophy, like, hey, I got to get up no matter what. I got to get up no matter what. Like, I apply that to other things in my life. I apply that to drinking water. I apply that to going to the gym. I apply that to making it on time for work and staying my whole shift and not quitting, like, all that stuff. So discipline is super important, like I talked about in the last video. And I am giving myself a new task that I know I'm going to want to quit on, and I know I'm going to have to persevere through. So I'm documenting this journey because right now I want to quit. Well, no, right now I don't want to quit. Like, I'm making this video and the last video I made, and I was fired up for both of them. But I'm sure there's going to become a day where I don't feel like making a video and I hate YouTube and I don't want to do this anymore. And like, when that day comes, that's the day that I'm going to need to do it. That's the day that I'm going to need to fucking lock in and push and do it, because that's where all the progress comes from. Just like that day I wanted to quit. You know, they say the moment to give up is greatest right before you're about to succeed. And it's true. It's so true, because I would have never learned that Green Day song had I given up. I wanted to quit and I just stuck it out. I wrote it out, and then next thing you know, I was playing Holiday by Green Day on the bass and learning songs by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, slapping the bass, fucking impressing people at school, like all this stuff. So if I can do it, you can do it, but it takes work, it takes discipline, and it's not going to be easy. It's not as easy as saying, I want to do something, so I'm going to go do it. Like, you can put your mind to it, but you also have to have the discipline, the routine, and everything behind it to really back what you're doing. So I appreciate you guys tuning into the channel. I'm going to be trying to put out these YouTube videos a couple times a week, just documenting, talking. I want to do one about macros, just teaching people how to use the Lose It app, because I get a lot of questions about that, and it's super easy, so I can break that down. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. subscribing to the channel, watching, following my journey, learning. If there's anything you learn from me, that's the goal. Like, I want to bring you guys along with me, because I've had a lot of struggles, a lot of challenges, and I feel like I'm doing pretty good. So we're about to go crush this workout. Thank you guys for listening, and have a great rest of your week. I'll catch you on the next one.